he's part of these organizing strikes. He's a charismatic young man. Everybody's like, look at him. He's so short. He's never eaten before in his life, but he'll roast you. He has so many daughters. And this kind of high profile malarkey, as some people might call it, leads to some heads turning around town, including the head of one William Martin Murphy.
Wow.
Ireland's most prominent capitalist.
William Martin Murphy.
William Martin Murphy.
That sounds like an Irish person trying not to swear in front of their kids. They're like, oh, William Martin Murphy.
He stepped on a nail.
Yeah. Malarkey is the only word that's bleeped on Irish television.
Yeah.
The rest of them are fair game.
He said it with a hard K.
They
think Biden is just
Blarney is a close second. Blarney. The Blar word.
William Martin Murphy pretty much owns
the N-word,
all of the businesses in
Okay.
Ireland, especially Dublin. He's like their Vanderbilt. Some of his businesses offer such lucrative prospects as 1 day and 10 off of work with 17-hour days.
Nice.
An Irish vacation.
That sucks.
That fucking sucks. So, things aren't looking good there. The unions are starting to gain some ground. So William Martin Murphy managed to get 300 employers in Dublin to lock out anyone who's in a union. So they just start shutting people out of work. And if you want to come back, you have to sign a paper, which a good Irishman would never cross his word on a pamphlet like this that says, I promise to never be part of a union, or if I am, not bring it up or ever talk about it. And then the city went to war.
Cool.
There were 20,000 workers walking off of the streets. They just started having like pitched fights in town. The cops are just stepping on children's heads. It's brutal. Nobody's working. Eventually, Connolly's watching this. They sort of get shut out. Like, it doesn't really work out for them. This is the Dublin lockout of 1913. And Connolly's watching all of his dudes get owned and just is fully convinced at this point that workers need a self-defense organization. So he goes and becomes like his own little general.
He invents Irish jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Which is a t-shirt at Hot Topic.
Wasn't his idea that like the unions would kind of double as militias? So just when shit goes down, just turn your wrench around and there's like a gun on the other side of it.
Yeah, he invents the gun wrench. His version of that.
It's from a Final Fantasy VII game based on Lucas Connolly. You have to use the gun wrench.
Lucas Connolly.
Oh, shit. I just called him Lucas Connolly. Oh, no. He's a comedian in New York for anyone listening.
He's fully invented the gun wrench. He forms a group called the Irish Civilian Army that he trains himself.
It's almost an oxymoron. An army of civilians.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He gets all these people to sign up, and they just have to... I wrote this down somewhere. You have to make a promise to join, and you're only asked 3 questions. You're asked, are you prepared to take part in the fight for Ireland's freedom? Are you prepared to take fight alongside Irish volunteers? Are you prepared to fight without the aid of the Irish volunteers or other allies? So they're making this group, training all of these workers to get into fights, and essentially saying, like, you might get along with the other armed Republicans that are popping up at this time, or we might just go to war with them too. Even though there's like 15 of us and 10,000 of them.
Right. Well, yeah, because Connolly is like preparing his sort of clique of the revolutionaries to possibly take up arms after the revolution, because there's this tension that still exists in Ireland between socialists and pure nationalists that some people feel is irreconcilable. So if they're able to overthrow the crown, then they might have to fight for a true internationalist, socialist Republic of Ireland rather than just a standard capitalist democracy.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's got like all these average Joes from the mill getting off work and doing their marching routines or whatever, and they clearly are completely infiltrated by the police, so they start doing trainings at like 4 a.m. to fuck with them.
Man, if your Irish group gets infiltrated by the police, how the hell would you know? No way to tell.
It's entirely based on tattoos.
If the Celtic cross is tattooed on the left calf, you know it's a Union worker, but if it's on the right calf, it's a cop.
Yeah.
It's an unmistakable difference. So they're just pulling epic pranks on them by marching at all these like inconvenient times and just running them ragged, which is kind of a two-sided blade there, because you're also doing that. So that's got to be inconvenient for everybody involved.
They got infiltrated by that Irish cop that always catches the Scooby-Doo gang.
Just beats the shit out of Shaggy.
Yeah.
Shaggy looks like a Mick. I guess it would be like a self-loathing. Sorry.
Well,
Could you tell really what Shaggy looks like?
yeah.
Like one to one, like if he was a real guy.
Yeah.
Daphne,
Fred was a
Matthew
damn
Lillard.
wasp. We know that.
Fred is a wasp for sure.
Fred is a
Fred's
wasp,
like a
yeah.
Pete Buttigieg guy. Daphne has red hair. I'm going, that's best bet for Irish. Velma's a lesbian. It's not a race.
Velma's like
Velma's a
Ukrainian
German
or something.
name.
Yeah.
Is it?
She's thick too.
Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah, he is a little bit Irish. I just Googled Matthew Lillard ethnicity. He's who played Shaggy, and he is a little Irish.
Well,
That
that's
doesn't count.
that's the
He's not
actor.
authentically the guy. Like fucking Scarface is played by Al Pacino. He's not Cuban.
Yeah, okay.
Scarface is
I
Cuban
think-
and Shaggy is Irish.
I think Shaggy's Irish. I'm going to, yeah.
Shaggy the singer, also Irish. We're
It
claiming.
wasn't me.